Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
How I celebrate Nowruz, the Persian New Year special to Cincinnati Enquirer. I was in the 4th grade the first time I remember celebrating Nowruz, the Persian New Year. My dad let me and my brother stay home from school that day to celebrate. If he'd made this great academic concession any earlier in my life, I don't recall. But I do remember that we had a long-distance call with our Iranian relatives, 4 goldfish swimming around in our kitchen, and that we tried to balance an egg. According to a myth that transcends geography, eggs will balance vertically only on the vernal equinox, the first day of spring, which is the day the New Year is celebrated, falling on Sunday, March 20th, this year. I don't remember if it worked. And, fun fact, eggs can balance vertically any day, not just on the equinox. But it was a magical taste of mythology. As an adult, my passion for my heritage has deepened. I host Nowruz parties now, where I make food and I invite friends and we eat it together. Every culture has its special ethnic food and traditions, and the sharing of them makes that culture more accessible. I would invite you all to my Nowruz party this year if I could, but since I can't, I will tell you everything I can about it here instead. If you think about it, celebrating the New Year on the first day of spring makes way more sense than January 1st. Spring means warmth, rejuvenation and rebirth. January 1st reminds me there are at least 2 full months of snow potential still ahead. The Zoroastrian practitioners of the ancient days in the Middle East who came up with the rituals now used to celebrate Nowruz knew what was up. There are several preliminary rituals undertaken before the actual Nowruz. These rituals transcend culture in many ways. For example, there's the practice of khane takani, which literally means to shake the house, and is more familiarly known as spring cleaning. You're also supposed to greet the new year by purchasing and wearing all new clothes. I am very good at this. You also must grow sabzeh, sprouted lentils or wheatgrass, about 10-ish days before Nowruz. I am not great at this, because there is a definite art to it, but I try almost every year. 13 days after Nowruz, on sizdah bedar, you join all the Iranians in your given tri-state region for a massive picnic in a park. Everyone brings all the food that's possible to transport, and eats together, al fresco, celebrating for hours. It is on this day, too, that you're supposed to toss the sabzeh you grew into a moving body of water. I've never done this, but I have thrown the sabzeh into my garbage after I forgot about it for several weeks and it got kind of moldy. It was taken away by Rumpke, so that feels similar. The most special of the Nowruz rituals is that of setting your sofreh haft scene. This is the table of 7 S's. The 7 objects that start with the letter S symbolize some pretty wonderful things one hopes the new year will bring with it. First, there's seeb, which means apple and symbolizes beauty. I like to buy the prettiest, reddest apple I can find. Next up is the aforementioned sabzeh, symbolizing rebirth and growth. Because I forgot to get my sabzeh going this year, I subbed in green shamrock from Kroger, which actually works, because Nowruz is just days after St. Patrick's Day. Seeb means garlic, which symbolizes health and medicine. Seimenu is Persian wheat germ pudding, and it symbolizes power and strength. Wheat germ pudding might not sound the most appealing, but trust me, it's creamy and not too sweet. Not that it should be eaten from the sofreh haft scene. You leave the haft scene contents alone, much like you leave Santa's cookies in peace. The spice sumac represents the sunrise, and sirke, or vinegar, represents patience. I've saved the most exotic of the 7 for last. You're supposed to have singed, or the dried fruit of the oleaster plant, Russian olive, to represent love. Your haft scene can be as elaborate or as minimalist as you want. There are some extras that don't all start with S in Persian that nearly everyone throws on their table too: hyacinth, coins, eggs, books, candles, goldfish, a mirror. I like a healthy mix of all the fun stuff. I never do the goldfish because I don't want to forget about it until it's floating upside down. Death is, like, the opposite of Nowruz. There's one last big preparation ritual on the Tuesday night before Nowruz, called Shahar Shanbi Suri. On this night, people gather in the darkness to perform a ritualistic cleansing by jumping over a fire. The idea is to burn away the bad stuff from the year before and take a spark of life from the fire into the new year. You're supposed to sing a chant as you jump over, which, loosely translated, means, "My paleness I give to you, give me your warmth." We didn't celebrate Shahar Shanbi Suri,